Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I know that if you're tuning in today, it's because you are completely serious about understanding not just what new technology is, but how to actually make it work in the real world. Well, today, we're going to fundamentally change how you view enterprise technology. We are moving way past the hype cycle and focusing entirely on how artificial intelligence maps directly to enterprise functions to create measurable, undeniable business value. So get ready, because by the time we wrap up today, you're going to look at the landscape of your own organization in a completely new light.
Okay, let's dive into it. You see, the absolute biggest hurdle most organizations face right now is viewing AI as just a shiny, isolated tool, like a cool chat interface or maybe a standalone app. We need to completely flip that script. Our main objective today is to stop looking at it that way and start treating AI as a holistic enterprise capability. It's an engine, and that engine needs to integrate seamlessly across every single department, function, and process.
And making that mindset shift, it leads us to this incredibly powerful insight from the text. AI transformation does not begin by selecting a model. It is so tempting to get totally caught up in the technical specs of the latest language model, right? But picking the tech first, that is literally the absolute wrong starting line for true transformation. You have to start with the business.
So, to make sense of all this, here is our roadmap for today. We'll be logically grouping these complex enterprise functions into a few digestible clusters. We're going to cover 1. The AI mindset shift. 2. Securing the tech core. 3. Empowering people and finance. 4. Customers and strategy. 5. Building your AI portfolio. And finally, 6. The meaningful problem mandate.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the AI mindset shift, moving from concepts to capabilities.
This part is all about how seasoned professionals actually bridge the gap into AI leadership. So let's look at a persona from the source material. Enter Satish. Satish is kind of a mirror for a lot of us. He has a really deep background in traditional systems, things like identity and access management, enterprise resource planning, and cloud infrastructure. And it turns out that strong foundation creates the absolute perfect baseline for spotting cross-functional AI value. Why? Because he understands the legacy systems, he knows exactly where the corporate friction is today, and honestly, he knows where the digital bodies are buried.
Let's move into our first functional cluster. Section 2, Securing the Tech Core, which groups IT, cybersecurity, and identity and access management.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how AI operates so dynamically across these three distinct technical pillars. In IT, using AI for root cause analysis dramatically speeds up recovery times. Down in identity and privileged access management, AI is just brilliant for role mining because it combines existing identity experience with strong governance. But take a close look at cybersecurity. While AI is fantastic for threat intelligence and alert prioritization, it comes with a massive specific risk constraint. A leader's responsibility here is to ensure AI recommendations are strictly validated by a human. You absolutely cannot let the AI accidentally become a brand new source of risk.
To show you what this actually looks like, let's walk through a practical, real-world example right from the source material. Imagine an AI-enabled IT operations assistant. This isn't just a bot doing one simple thing. It's reading past incident records. It's actively analyzing real-time monitoring alerts and scanning thousands of knowledge articles in seconds. By connecting all those dots across so many different data sources, it can recommend highly likely causes and suggest exact recovery actions. It's taking a massive operational burden right off the human team.
Shifting gears a bit, let's head into Section 3, Empowering People and Finance. These are the human and financial engines of the business.
AI can do some truly amazing things in human resources, powering employee service desks, providing learning recommendations, mapping skills, and planning workforces. But, and this is crucial, it requires intense governance. HRAI demands incredibly careful handling. We're talking about fairness, privacy, explainability, and significant legal exposure. When you are dealing with human data, the legal and governance constraints are absolutely just as important as whatever the technology can actually do.
Then, on the other side of that internal engine, we've got finance and procurement. Look at some of these applications: fraud detection, spend analysis, contract review, and budget variance explanation. Think about it. If you are a leader with years of hard-fought experience in vendor negotiations and budget management, AI isn't going to replace you. Instead, you're basically gaining an incredibly fast, razor-sharp analyst that never sleeps. It just makes your commercial analysis dramatically faster and far more accurate.
Moving from internal operations to the outside world, we have our third cluster. Section 4, Customers and Strategy. the front line and the top line.
In customer operations, AI is literally a game changer. We are talking about automatically summarizing conversations, classifying complaints, drafting responses, and intelligent case routing. But listen, the golden rule here is this. The most valuable AI deployments in this space absolutely must accomplish two things simultaneously. They have to improve the customer experience, and they have to improve operational efficiency. If your deployment is only doing one of those, you simply aren't maximizing the value.
And this brilliantly illustrates how AI should interact with executive decision-making. AI is phenomenal at executive support. It can draft decision briefs, run deeply complex scenario analyses, and consolidate risk summaries in a flash. But it has to hand the baton back for executive responsibility. AI does not and cannot replace leadership, human judgment, or final strategy. Like we said, it's a co-pilot. It is not the captain. Which brings us to the climax of this explainer. Section 5. Building your AI portfolio. Version 1.
Because let's face it, you can't just greenlight every single AI idea that crosses your desk. You need a rigorous way to separate the truly high-value opportunities from those low-value, shiny experiments. Our source lays out these exact 4 criteria to prioritize use cases. Step 1 is value. Does it actually drive a business outcome? Step 2 is feasibility. Can we practically pull this off with our current tech stack? Step 3 is data readiness. Do we have the clean, organized data needed to feed the model, or is it trapped in 12 messy spreadsheets? And finally, step 4 is risk. What are the security implications we need to manage? A project must pass all 4 gates.
When you strictly apply those 4 criteria, you end up with what the source material calls the Day 4 output. This mandate requires you to build a balanced version 1 portfolio of at least 15 practical use cases. And take a look at the distribution here. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. You spread them out across tech and security, HR and finance, customer ops, and executive strategy. This is exactly what a true enterprise capability looks like in practice.
And that guides us to our final overarching theme for today, Section 6. The meaningful problem mandate. It's all about outcomes over models.
All right, here is the ultimate reality check, and I want to deliver this with absolute conviction. Technology becomes valuable only when it solves a meaningful enterprise problem. I absolutely love this because it just cuts right through the noise. It genuinely doesn't matter how advanced a neural network is or how blazingly fast a platform processes data. If you aren't connecting those AI capabilities with measurable business outcomes, you are just playing with expensive toys. Measurable outcomes matter so much more than the tech itself.
So I want to leave you with this really provocative final question, straight from our source material. Where is your organization losing time, money, visibility, quality, or control today? Because frankly, that is where your AI transformation actually begins, not by picking a fancy model, but by finding the friction. Take a hard look at your operations today, find those exact areas of loss, and start applying this framework right away to solve them. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see how you put all of this into practice.